Lashana Tova, Happy New Year. My name is Judah Rose. This is the second year I address you as President of Kesher Israel. Thank you very much to the Kahal for this great honor. My entire term has had COVID-related emergencies. We're currently dealing with rapid changes due to the Delta variant. In some sense, COVID is the antithesis of Yom Kippur. Therefore, it should provide perspective and insight on Yom Kippur. What are we trying to do during Yom Kippur, and can it get done given COVID? On Yom Kippur, one usual formulation is that we seek tshuva in two categories: for failures to follow commandments related to our obligations to God, for failures to follow the commandments related to our obligations to people. I would like to emphasize another category, which some might argue is subsumed in the above categories, namely for failures to do enough to help the community achieve its goals. If you will, for times when, because we are not part of the solution, we become part of the problem. Many of these categories require active participation in the community and the existence of the synagogue. They are social in nature. In contrast, COVID is antisocial and anti-community, with social distancing, masks, isolation, travel bans, relocation to safer remote locations, canceled, delayed, or curtailed events and simchas, fear, anxiety, fatigue, disappointment, frustration, ennui, all antithetical to social interaction, financial hardships, segmentation and division based on different impacts on different groups of people. Division is particularly worrisome because we are an extremely diverse community. Using the language of physics, COVID is centrifugal, pulling us apart, while Yom Kippur and Tshuva are centripetal, bringing us together. COVID makes our work of Tshuva, of personal and community change, even harder. Some might go further and ask, is it like matter and antimatter, where the two cannot coexist whatsoever? Is it a case in which one cannot have adequate tshuva during COVID? Additionally, can the community maintain itself in the face of ongoing, seemingly endless COVID conditions? Therefore, it is reasonable to ask, how is Kesher doing with COVID? As president, I see many positive, if not miraculous, phenomena where a community has stood up in face of this challenge. Thank God we have not had a shul outbreak of COVID, in large part due to the COVID committee, which has worked tirelessly to obtain medical input and to adapt to new requirements. We have worked hard to maintain the minyan 365 by 2, even when we had to be outside in the rain and sleet. We received support from literally hundreds of donors during our second record-breaking annual fundraiser in a row. We have received record funding from grants, including from the Department of Homeland Security, for security, from major foundations, from anonymous donors related to last year's off-site services, related to infrastructure improvements, and many other initiatives. We have made nimble adjustments of programming and meetings to virtual status. I salute the numerous volunteers and staff, including our rabbi, our director of operations, Laura Kammer Israel, our doctors, our board members, Gabayim, Shlichei Tzibor, Baalei Kriya, minyan stalwarts, security and CSS, A-roof checkers, cleanup crews, and many, many others who have worked so hard and have stepped up to the challenge of COVID. They have chosen to respond affirmatively and affirmed our belief in tshuva and community. Therefore, I believe we can have successful tshuva and community in spite of COVID. Nonetheless, I and the other fiduciaries and leaders of the shul must be clear-eyed and vigilant. We're obligated to manage the large uncertainties of COVID, including medical, demographic, and community variables. We must constantly look for clues about the future. What is happening to membership, ticket sales, fundraising, attendance, volunteers, costs? Significantly, what about the Yom Kippur appeal? Where is that? What does it portend? Are people standing up or melting away? Will they stand up once, twice, but then fall away and not be able to stand up again? Is there a tipping point? In short, we are depending on you, the Kahal. Help us see Kesher through the COVID challenge. For those that have truly done all they can, especially given the fundraiser, thank you. For everyone else, I ask you to do the best you can to help secure our spiritual home via an intentional act of community-directed tshuva. Please join with me and my wife, Lisa, in donating to this virtual Yom Kippur appeal by following instructions. Thank you, good health, strength to everyone, good luck with change and tshuva, and Lashana Tova Tikatevu.